Hey guys, Pauly Howard. I'm with NBC Sports Radio. It's Thursday, July 16th. Before I tell you what I'm betting, it's time to rant and run. Phil Steele on the first preview radio show today, getting close to the start of the college football season. You see it behind me? This will be the third straight year the SEC fails to win the national title. This will be the second straight year that the SEC doesn't make the championship game. Malzahn and Saban should worry about, can they get in the playoff this year? Because I think the SEC champ will have at least 2 losses. I think the coaches and media have embarrassed themselves during SEC media days this week. I think the media embarrassed themselves last year, latching on to this best division in the history of college football. You know, it was funny last year. SEC fan kind of distanced themselves from the East because they knew it wasn't that good. You know why? Because Missouri's won the East 2 years in a row with the fewest amount of 4- and 5-star players. And Missouri won the East last year, and they were beat at home by Big Ten doormat Indiana. Ooh, that's got to sting. So now it became, oh, look at the West, look at the West. And then the top 5 teams go out and they get blown out and embarrassed in the bowl games. Ole Miss was number 1 in the country at one point. With 13 minutes left in the third quarter, they were down 42-0 to TCU. So Malzahn gets up there, Man's League, the grind, best conference in college football. Dan Mullen called the SEC West the best division in the history of football last year. You went 2-5 in the bowl games. The top 5 teams lost. You went 0-4 against the ACC, head up, straight up. What are you talking about? And then the grind. Yeah, Auburn plays Jacksonville State, San Jose State, Kentucky, and Idaho. How do you do it, guys? LSU plays McNeese State, Syracuse, Eastern Michigan, and Western Kentucky. How would Ohio State do in the SEC? How would Boise do in the SEC? I think we know the answer, because Missouri's won the East 2 years in a row. How would Auburn do in the Big 12? How would Alabama do in the Pac-12? They would struggle. They would be in a world of hurt. And I loved the SEC fans and coaches and media who buy into the propaganda and the nonsense. When the SEC wins, it shows the brand and the strength of the conference and the grind and the talent. When they lose, full of excuses. Weren't motivated, game didn't count, who cares? When Utah steamrolled Bama in the Sugar Bowl, when Louisville beat Florida, when Oklahoma went up and down the field against Alabama, when Boise State went to the Georgia Dome and spanked Georgia and thumped them, didn't matter. See, Georgia wasn't that good. But guess what? They won the SEC East that year. Saban gets up there yesterday and said he blamed the loss on Ohio State in the semifinal. Yeah, the NFL disclosed draft info to the players that hurt the focus in the prep time. Yeah, you make $7 million a year. Fix it, Saban. A third-string quarterback making his second start went up and down the field and they almost had 600 yards of offense on you. How about your coordinator, Lane Kiffin, the Ashton Kutcher of college football? Horrible resume, keeps getting work. He abandoned the run. Maybe you look at that. Remember when Saban complained about the no-huddle, up-tempo offenses? Oh, player safety. No, you don't like it because you can't stop it, Nick. 34 points against Auburn in 2013, 45 against Oklahoma in the bowl loss, 42 last year to Ohio State. Last year in the Iron Bowl, Auburn dropped 44 points and 630 yards on them. Don't buy into this garbage. And if you're in the media, you're going to get embarrassed 2 years in a row if you buy into the SEC West and the hype again. All of this will go away if you get rid of polls. If you don't release a poll till the first 4 games are out, you won't have 6, 7, 8 teams in the preseason top 15. Last year, South Carolina was number 8 in the first poll. 6 losses. Auburn, LSU, A&M, Arkansas, Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina all had 5 losses or more. Think about that. Don't buy into the hype this year. There's no week in, week out grind. And when they play other teams from other leagues, they struggle. And you saw it last year. Quarterback play, for the most part, is atrocious. The Pac-12 has better coaches. The facilities are getting close. And they certainly have better quarterbacks. And it's not even close. Not even close. Time to tell you what I'm betting. Brady Cannon, Fire the Cannon. He was on the radio show Wednesday. Terrific on golf and golf matchups. His British Open pick package is up. You can grab that all week with the British Open. That's up at pregame.com. And how about J.R. O'Donnell? His CFL Game of the Year goes tonight on a 12-6 run with his Game of the Year selections. Got to grab that tonight as J.R. releases that Game of the Year in the CFL. I've ranted. Now I'm going to run. Good luck out there. We'll see you tomorrow on pregame.com.